Well, for more on that story, we have our reporter, that's Abra Barbier. She's joining us now on the line from Cape Town. Good afternoon, Abra, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, Kirshni.
Abra, take us through the program of action. This is no longer an event, but rather a year-long program and a commitment to 365 days of no gender violence is indeed crucial if we are ever to totally eradicate GBV and achieve gender equality.
Kirshni, look, I think we need to go back a bit because, yes, it was always 16 days and this got criticized a lot. It's still criticized a lot because people say that, you know, what happens beyond the 16 days. But if we go back a bit and look at the theme itself, the 16 days campaign was adopted by the SA government in 1998. So this is the 16th year that we as a country are commemorating it. And it is a United Nations endorsed campaign which is used as an intervention strategy to fight abuse. Now, in 1994, central to our own democracy, there was a commitment to gender equality and the empowerment of women. And this is one of the founding principles of our country. But despite all that's been done to combat gender violence, and a lot has been done, if you look at the plethora of legislation passed relating to this topic, the advent of democracy didn't automatically just see these ideals being implemented. And in fact, abuse against women and kids in this country is a daily occurrence. And this is where the theme comes from. Cabinet adopted the theme, Count Me In, together moving a non-violent South Africa forward. And its aim is to include as many voices as possible to drive this message home for as long as possible. Kirshni?
Abra, we can't talk about ending gender-based violence without talking about women's political, economic and social empowerment. Are we going to see more focus on women empowerment issues? And what were some of the submissions made by MPs during the debate in this regard?
Kirshni, do you know what? This is such a sensitive topic, and every year we hear about debates on women's economic rights. And in fact, today the minister herself said that with women being in the majority in this country, there should be more focus on women's economic empowerment. But lots of the critique that this department faces and which this campaign as a whole faces is that there's a lot of talk around these issues but not much action. And the minister herself, you heard in my earlier package, the minister herself said that despite this campaign's awareness levels are just not high enough to see a reduction in brutality levels. And opposition parties obviously agreed with her. They all spoke of the number of acts in place, but with the lack of actual implementation, the results are not great. Like poor conviction rates, for instance, women are not coming forward to report rape in the first place. We have to ask ourselves, why is this? So these are some of the topics that opposition parties refer to. Another very important topic, NGOs, the first port of call for these women to go to if they find themselves to be victims. They are the NGOs. But NGOs are forced to shut their doors. They can't take on as many women as they would like to. So, you know, we can talk about economic empowerment, we can talk about interventions, but it's just a daily struggle to actually see things happening in reality. Kirshni.
The SABC's Abra Barbier on the line there from the Western Cape. Moving on to other news now.